assembly required, but listeners' discretion is advised. Sit back, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe or follow. Now, let's not keep you waiting. It's time to welcome your hosts of TNT Podcast, Tara and Tina.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. Welcome back to TNT Podcast with your hosts. I'm Tara and the beautiful Tina.
Hi.
And you can follow us on Instagram at TNT Podcast Show and on Twitter at T_N_T Podcast. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's probably the best. Show us some love there and subscribe. And so this is episode 5. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Already. Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No. So how's West Virginia? How are you doing?
Good. Rainy and cold today.
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of nasty out, but it's good. What about what's it like there today?
It's been cold. We had a couple of mild days, which was really nice to get a taste of spring coming. And then now it's cold again.
Same
Teases you, and then that's the end of it, right?
Right.
So,
right.
Well, tonight we've got a special guest. We've actually got 2 guests coming on. Our first guest is Liam Beale from New Zealand. So we're going to bring him on and add him in here.
Hi, Liam.
How you doing, Liam? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, we're so honored to have you on.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
So what's really neat with Liam is he's actually in our future.
Right.
He's into Friday already. Tomorrow,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, just can't get past that. It's so wild that it's Friday over there. Like, yeah, you're kind of in our future, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 p.m. on Friday, knocked off for the week.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice. So tell us a little bit about your area, like where you live in New Zealand and the town. And I know it's not a huge place.
Yeah, so I'm based in Christchurch, New Zealand. We're on the South Island, which we call the mainland, just to wind up the North Islanders. We're in the second largest city in New Zealand with about 500,000 people. New Zealand only has a population of about 5 million all up. It's one of the least densely populated countries in the world.
Oh.
Wow.
And
so what do you do? What's your thing? What do you do for a living over there? And I've got some stuff that we could show, but explain a little bit about what you do. I've seen some stuff, but I'm not 100% sure what it is.
I'm actually an electrician by trade, and then I branched out and got into manufacturing, making manufacturing equipment. So we make CNC machines, and CNC machines are then used for other manufacturers and fabricators to high-speed cut metal for their production.
Okay, awesome. What's the business called? Because I want to show a couple things here.
So we named it Zealandia Systems because I believe that the continent of Zealandia is the most recently discovered one, only in the last, I think, 12, 18 months. So they realised that New Zealand is on its own tectonic plate called Zealandia. So we named it after systems that we can create on our little continent.
That's so cool. How long have you had it?
My business partner Scott and I, we set the business up in October 2021.
Okay.
2020. So
wow.
18 months ago. Yeah.
So fairly new.
Yeah.
So here's an example of, and actually I want to mention too how you and I know each other. You and I met through your dad. Through the drag racing world. Your dad, Darren, owns Keith Black Racing Engines, right? And then we connected through there and got chatting. And so I thought, I should just quickly mention that. But actually, here's our friend Army Chris.
Chris.
We'll bring him in here.
Ladies,
Hey, how
Liam,
are
how
you?
you guys doing tonight?
Hi.
How are you?
So I'm good. I'm sorry I jumped in late. I got a lot of shit going on today. It's a bit of a gong show. So please continue, and I'll stop talking.
See, Liam, you can curse all you want, buddy. You're good to go. Yeah, you're good to go.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about the CNC machines that Liam does.
Oh, I get
business that he
motorcycle parts made that are CNC milled, so that's awesome.
Mm.
So this machine here, Liam, that I'm going to bring up, what exactly does that do?
So what you're looking there is you're looking at the spindle,
Okay.
which is what controls the high-speed cutting tool, in essence.
Cool.
Giant spinning motor.
That does not look cheap.
No.
You'd be surprised.
And then this one here, so that looks more like a drill.
Yep, so there you go. You can see that the bottom of the black, you've got that little silver ring with the little black bit and then the drill bit sticking out the end. So that's the tool sitting in there inside the spindle. And think of it like a drill bit, but instead of drilling up and down, we're cutting on the edge of the tool.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Now that's
a full machine. Yeah, so that's one of the base models. We've got people. What have we got? We've got Weta Workshops, which is Sir Peter Jackson's visual effects studio for Lord of the Rings and Avatar and all of those. They've got one.
Oh,
they
cool.
make we've got I think there's a photo of one out in the wild. I think that you've got somewhere, and that's actually for one of our,
that's a really good shot, eh? Yeah, that's a good shot. Right. Is it this one?
There we go. That one there. So that one's actually at a robotics company, Bay Dynamics, out in Tauranga. They're one of our first clients. They helped us set up the business and develop it, and they make underwater drones for oil and gas and telecom cable inspection.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
Drones for the police for body recovery, and what else? Yeah, it was so awesome. I went up there and got to visit him and see it in action. It was just so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
What about shark documentaries? Do you do that with those?
Ooh.
I can send you his contact details.
There you go.
That's cool. Yeah, really, eh? We've actually got a couple of clips too of this. They're really cool of your machines running here. Sorry.
So yeah, I was standing behind the machine at the back of it there, and that was actually the Bay Dynamics machine before we sent it up to him.
So, very cool. Now this is an actual drill, I guess.
Yeah, hard to see with the black, but yeah.
And then I've got so cool. You've got
fully automatic tool changing.
Yeah, nice.
What do you guys make, if you don't mind me jumping in and asking?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the variety of product that you make? Like, I understand
we make those machines.
Yeah.
So you make the actual CNC machine.
We make
the
machine
itself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and then we send those off. Nice. So I've got one client here in New Zealand. Actually, I'll give him a bit of a shout out. Black Gear New Zealand. He makes firearm accessories, pistol holsters, and
now we're talking.
So he uses one of our machines to make his vacuum form plugs for holsters for all the different stuff. He's actually a police officer over here. Really cool guy and a good friend. And he makes a lot of accessories for handguns. So I think we ended up making a optics base for him to mount onto a pistol for a Leupold little holographic sight.
A reflex sight.
Yeah. It was very cool. We got to make the prototype for him, and we're setting him up to be able to do production runs.
See, that's
awesome.
wild. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
That's
I've got a couple other. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that's super cool.
I totally want to jack this interview right now because I have like 1,000 questions.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Hey, your dad's watching right now. We should say
Yes,
hello.
he is. Hi, Darren.
Please look the other way.
That's so funny.
Yeah, another one is the automotive stuff. So a lot of the belt drive accessories for front of engines. People make the belt drive plates and bits and pieces. But not only that, we've got some cool software packages that means we can unfold sheet metal stuff. So we've got people making custom intercoolers, radiators, intake plenums, fuel rails. They're all milling them on the machine, folding them up and welding them. So they get to engrave all their logos and stuff into them at the same time. So I know one of the guys, mate, does like a big engraving of the stars and stripes on the radiator top tank when it goes onto muscle cars. And he puts his.
So nobody who watches the show cares about cars, just so you know.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Nobody.
Wild shit, because like we get a lot of motorcycle parts for Harley Davidson that are made through that process, and you get just beautifully perfect, symmetrical, custom stuff.
Precision.
It's amazing stuff. It really is.
Yeah.
How did you get into that? Like, you woke up one day and said, "This is what I'm fucking doing."
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that was a short answer to it.
Yes, I did a lot of building automation.
You had the answer for
automation
him.
when I was in the trade. So automating supermarkets and stuff like that, and home automation. So it was just kind of like a next step. Saw a hobby machine and got involved with a company, and then we decided to go our own way.
Because I know like 3D printing is becoming a huge thing, which is completely different. I get it. You know, it's one thing for somebody to 3D print me an ashtray, but to get a CNC milled specific piece of equipment, you know, for especially on the automotive side, or if you're talking gun parts, there's very, very tight specifications. Like there's no margin for error. It's not mass produced shit out of China. We're talking some serious stuff. So that's pretty wild, man. Yeah.
So we're a direct threat to a lot of the American manufacturers. We've blown the Chinese market completely apart, and now we're competing directly with like Haas, because I know they've got the Formula One team over there.
Yeah.
And Haas and Tormark, but we're not quite there with the German level of engineering yet, but we're getting there.
That's incredible, Liam. Good for you.
That's great.
Wow. Now, would your dad have things produced with some of that type of equipment? Like
we're in talks.
I was just, the light kind of went on there, and I thought,
Yeah. I really want to make a scale engine block out of billet aluminium for him.
Can you do that? You have everything. You could do that. Like you could produce an engine block.
Oh, it's going to be a scale. It's going to be, maybe six inches long or so. But,
okay, but if you wanted to, would you be able? Like, what's the biggest thing you can make?
We're currently designing a machine that we can spin a 400 by 400 by 400 millimeter cube, so just under half a meter.
Okay.
Be able to spin it in 5 directions.
It's friggin' wild, man. That you can.
Yeah, it's going to be used for. We're going to be targeting the North American boutique weaponsmithing market with that one, but also it's going to also break into rocketry and aerospace. It's going to be made for making rocket parts.
Oh,
Wow.
You got to call up Elon Musk and cut a deal with that guy,
Yeah.
That's the plan.
SpaceX or whoever he runs.
That's amazing, Liam.
That is
Wow.
amazing.
Good for you.
So
Wow. Yeah, I had no idea.
what's interesting to me is we all know what a CNC machine was, but I've never thought about who makes the CNC machine.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think Tara, I sent you a video of a blooper. Did we get that loaded in the end?
The blooper?
Yeah.
No, it's still sitting in my outbox. It's too
Oh,
big.
it would go in.
Yeah, it's just sitting in there.
Mm.
Yeah, if I had grabbed it from the laptop, I could have uploaded it. Liam's got a bloopers, I guess, from being in the shop with all the equipment and stuff.
Okay? Even if we don't have the video, I'm dying to know what a blooper looks like when you're making precision equipment.
Yeah.
Because there's
Sounds
like a
dangerous.
giant rod sticking out of it, or
Yeah.
what is it? No.
Sounds
Yeah, usually it
dangerous.
rips whatever you're working on out of the vise and throws it clear across the room.
Oh.
So what do you do with it then? Do you take it and smelt it and reconstitute it, or how does that work?
Scrapping.
You scrap it.
No.
Scrapping.
Yeah, or that in the fucking bin and it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. So thankfully what can happen is if we're doing like aluminium and stuff, we can usually go, well, if it's a big piece, we can just put it aside and we can cut it into two smaller bits and cut out the bad bit, reuse it. But
okay,
it just shoots it across the room.
Effective just to throw it out and get another one.
Well, that happens. I mean, maybe the guy had a couple pints, not his best day.
That would be me.
That would be me. No
Dude.
doubt. Yeah, I'm empty now, but that's okay. But I'll still cheers.
Oh, I'm nearly empty.
Getting empty.
The guys have banned me from the workshop. I'm not allowed to do any more milling on the machine because I keep breaking it. So instead of it being called passing, like an idiot test, it's passing the Liam test in the factory.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Pass the test.
The guys are like, it's better if you're not here. Go do something else. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Diane said, "Can Liam see that I'm watching?" So we're making sure that Liam knows that Diane is watching.
Oh, Diane. Hopefully he doesn't muff it up.
Yeah. So Diane, he knows you're watching.
How do I see that? Is that in the comments or something?
Actually, we could show it, but
I just found it. Click the comments thing because I had a beer
go.
bottle in the way, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Can you see it now, Liam?
Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah.
No tequila, Darren. It's red wine tonight. I saw his comment. Tara would be tequila.
I was gonna ask Tara what you're drinking.
Just some red wine.
Tina, what are you drinking?
Just a little bit.
I'm actually being boring. I just have Diet Coke.
So that's straight vodka, but anyway.
Okay. See, a cup that you guys can't tell what I'm drinking.
That's right.
That's a trick that I know a lot of people use on their podcast. I'm a little more overt. I'm drinking Corona, and the reason I'm drinking Corona, it's not my go-to beer.
I was gonna say.
I had Jimmy here last night. We drank all my normal beer, so this is like backup beer that happened to be
backup beer.
It's not super cheap or anything.
No, somebody left this here because I don't buy this. It's not cheap, right? So
no, it's not. Corona's not cheap. What about New Zealand? Is it reasonable over there, Liam? Corona?
I doubt it.
Nothing probably is, right?
Yeah, with the last trip on the boat.
Yeah, the last trip on the boat. That's hilarious. And true, eh? Well, the other, thing we wanted to talk to you about is Liam has experienced something I'm not even sure words could explain, right? The mosque shooting in New Zealand, 2019, Liam, is that right? I think. In March. Something that would never happen in a place like that, when your dad told me the story, I couldn't believe it. So I mean, if you think back to March, it was a Friday, I think, right? And it's just a normal day. Like you were just headed to work, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
So
Yeah.
Christchurch got struck by earthquakes about 10, 12 years ago. So there's still a lot of roadworks going on, and I was driving to work, following Google Maps, and it told me to go up one road, and I went, "It's roadworks at the end of that road. I can't turn the way I need to go, or it's dangerous." So I turned off Google Maps. I went, "I'm going to go this way," and went around the corner, and lo and behold, took a gunshot through the windscreen. So that was not really what I was expecting at 20 to 2 in the afternoon on a Friday.
It's not your average day.
No, it's putting it one way.
Yeah. And so you said like bullets going by, or like shots going off or something, you said? Like you could hear things going off.
Yeah, yep. So stopped and got out of the vehicle, and yeah, there was the last it was the last high capacity magazine that he had, so there's about 30 rounds went off as I was standing next to the car. And then after we'd been through the coroner's inquest and some of the other things going on, I didn't realise I was standing less than 15 metres from the guy. He was firing these rounds off, shooting people next to me. I was more focused on pushing people down under cars. Yeah.
Wow. I know, even in reading and learning about what happened, even like, I had to stop and take a breath, even because I could picture, from person to person to person that you were going, and something just clicked, say, and you just seemed to spring into action and just know what to do. And did you have any prior experience? I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, not currently, but at the time, in the last kind of maybe 15 years or so, I've been part of the volunteer New Zealand Search and Rescue group. So started out in cave search and rescue, and went to land search and rescue. So always got volunteered to be the medic because no one else wanted to deal with it. So I was generally the team first responder with all that. So like my first aid kit was set up for gunshots, not like a lot of them, more like if I shot myself when I was hunting by accident type stuff.
Right.
True. But yeah, so I mean, I was very much, it was just training kicked in straight away. But I mean, that didn't last terribly long, I suppose, when the adrenaline kicks in. And it's, generally search and rescue, if you're looking for someone that's fallen down a bank and broken a leg, or you're doing body recovery, it's one or the other. It's not like mass casualty. So that kind of, once I got past the fact that there was maybe like 2 or 3 people on the ground, where it was, okay, now this is beyond my skill set. It just, Chris will understand. You run for the ones that aren't screaming.
Wow.
Okay.
That aren't.
I can resonate with that. I was on a search and rescue team for 6-7 years. Red Deer Search and Rescue Technical Rescue Team. So fucking respect, dude.
Wow.
Cheers. But yeah, so it was just kind of like, well, he's screaming, so if he's still alive, run on, move past him and move on.
Yeah, you do a triage. As long as you're yelling, you're good, buddy. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that. That's incredible that you would even know that step. Like wow.
Well, it just generally comes down to like car accidents. If there's someone screaming in the car, they're all right. They're still alive.
Right. I mean, it makes sense.
Right.
We've all kind of been trained for the search and rescue side of stuff, but then it was also advanced kind of just first responder stuff in terms of if you come across a car accident, be confident enough to step forwards and say, I'm in control until the ambulances and stuff get there. Right. So it's been, it was really good having that skill set behind. But when I think I had something like 27 people in the end. It was
that you triaged.
It It was complete shock. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, Liam.
So
Yeah.
Liam, I gotta jump in, and I apologize, but I didn't do a pre-read. I knew this was a conversation because I don't pre-read anything because it creates preconception. I wanted to come in, completely unknown on this. Like, so that the gunman, the last guy, he was down to his last high capacity magazine. Normally, like from a be it a first aid or a search and rescue perspective, you're not going to go do anything until the scene is safe. My background's a little bit different, but in your case, where was that guy? Where was that shooter?
2 cars away from me shooting people.
Okay, so you just said, "Fuck it, I'm going."
It was, there was someone within a couple of feet of me, grabbing distance, who got shot next to me. And it was like, well, there's a strong possibility I'm not walking away from this one, so I might as well just go out with a bang, right?
No, hey man, I respect, dude. I'm tracking 100%.
100%.
I didn't know if the guy had fucked off or got shot or killed himself or whatever. And
No,
you're going to go try to
yeah.
triage 25 guys or whatever it was, 25 people that are wounded, different levels, and then there's still an active shooter out there. That's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah. So there was, I think, there was me running around, and then people other similar minded people started filtering out of the woodwork. Like there was a volunteer fireman appeared from somewhere, and then there was a couple of road workers of all sorts that just turned up, and they said, "What do you need?"
You know why that's awesome is because they saw somebody take charge, as you mentioned earlier, and it just takes that for people to say, "Okay, I'm going to follow that guy. He's got a handle on the situation. Let's go get him. Let's get after it, and we'll follow his lead."
Actually, I read an article about a gentleman that said those exact words about you, Liam, that they saw you taking charge, and so they just listened and they followed. Yeah. So exactly, Chris. Like
that was Lance. He's turned out to be quite a good friend.
Excellent.
That's great.
So did you have like first aid on you, like in the car or something? Like, did you have some stuff? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Full first aid in the car. Yeah.
And do you always keep it in the car? Like, is that just something that you always do? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Chris will understand that I've got a go bag. So
I do. I've got a go bag.
Go bag.
Full level 3 trauma kit in my car, which is more than most people would have.
Yeah. So I got a go bag.
You know what? Thank God you did, dude, because you would have needed that level of kit to solve and begin to do what he was about to do. Like your average person's got this little bullshit first aid bag with some band-aids in it.
I bring one to the track. It's probably
I had 5 Israeli trauma bandages.
You had 5. I'll bet you used all of them too.
Yeah, and then we were getting right now.
Did you have quick clot or equivalent of quick clot?
No. I just had trauma bandages.
Okay. Thank God you did, man, because you have to. Anyway, sorry. I apologize, ladies.
No, that's totally okay.
We're learning
now.
Liam,
too, you had to actually jump in and drive an ambulance. Like you've never done that before, right? No, I've actually. Go ahead.
A lot of friends are in the ambulance service and are paramedics and stuff. Like I knew one of the cops, and I knew three of the attending. 4 of the attending ambulance officers that were there, and so they just said, they asked me if I was cool. That's all I remember. You cool? I said, yeah, I'm cool. And they said, well, get your ass in here. And it was just tailing all my mates around and just being an extra set of hands. And then in the confusion, they didn't have enough drivers. They were like, well, might as well keep the medic here. You might as well drive. So hopped into the ambulance and.
I've actually,
see,
I've got a shot here. Show it.
So
now that's you in the vest, right?
Yep, on the left there in the yellow. Yep.
You got to drive the ambulance too? Wow, man.
Yeah.
I know.
Could you find the siren? That's the only thing I could think of right now. Like, where's the siren?
When they pointed it out to me, the big switch in the middle of the steering wheel, that then I found it.
Nice.
That's crazy. And I heard too that it took a while to secure the scene. So it took time for help to come in because they had to secure the scene in like maybe 20 some odd minutes. You were there doing your thing before they could even get to you.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't see anybody for 20 minutes.
Just you and
that's a long 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Now, was the shooter captured, Liam?
At that stage, no.
Okay.
no.
No.
Yeah, so you don't know. It's
Right.
just
All I knew was they haven't come in. They think he's still here. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right.
right, because you even knew it was taking a while for them to come. There's a reason, right?
Well, the very first thing for the police to do is to make sure that there is no further loss of life. That is their primary role. So
It's fair.
they're not they're not medics. They're trained, but their role is to protect the public. So and at that stage there was 103 people that were effectively dead at that stage, and then by the time
Did you say over 100?
so there was 103 people shot, 54 died, but you can imagine that it was effectively there was 100 people dead before the ambulance got there and saved 50, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
With
right.
intervention, So, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Now, I mean, it's safe to say, I think, you put your life on the line to save lives. Absolutely. Right?
Yeah, let me rewind because I'm a horrible listener, apparently. So you were driving to work?
Yeah.
Following Google Maps, which was fucking you over because of an earthquake.
Yeah.
And you decided to go proverbially left, and just bam, that was it. Wow, man. That's a day.
Yeah, some people say it's right place, right time. Some people say wrong place, wrong time. I just say I was in a place at a time.
I'll say wrong place, right time.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it too, right?
But again, who was it the wrong place for though? That's just it. So
yeah, you could analyze that forever, but why bother?
Exactly.
Moving forward. There's a lot of people that owe you their lives.
Oh, absolutely. Like
it was pretty hard because I was going to a school. I was going to a school to teach, and I went back. A year later, I was back doing some more teaching and stuff, and I got invited to go back for the March 15th anniversary. And one of the girls actually pulled me aside and said, "You saved my dad. You drove his ambulance."
Liam.
Oh.
That struck a churn, all right.
Absolutely. Like Chris just said, you totally saved lives. Like,
Do you know what? That as soon as you heard that, it didn't matter how shitty of a day you were having. The rest of the days should be good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Should be a good day to hear something like that,
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. And they really took you in with open arms, the Muslim community as well, haven't they? And you've made relationships there, and they have you places and come to visit. And
yeah, it's been fantastic. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the food, Tina, the food is amazing.
The food. Yeah. Hey, Tina, the food.
You got great food.
That's what we were talking about before the show started. Food. Yeah. Important topic.
Yeah.
Now,
I could talk all night about food, but I don't want to derail the conversation here.
Oh, you got to see some of the stuff he makes and post pictures. Like your dad, Liam, incredible. Like incredible.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah. Except for Thai food.
Except for the Thai food.
You're lucky because you where you live, you have proximity to that type of food, man. We don't here. We can't. To find the ingredients to make good Thai food. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry, I just segue the conversation.
That's okay.
I completely apologize for that. Because now I want,
Now we want some food.
Now we want some food.
A positive thing too that came out of this is your recognition for sure.
Yeah. So Dad's comment.
Oh, I didn't see it. Let's
Yeah.
see.
What did you say?
Who's watching anyway? Oh,
Post
we've
the
got
comment.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
little
Oh.
shit.
Well, I didn't mean to post that one, but anyways, there we go.
Oh, Darren, I don't know. We heard it store bought.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to come to New Zealand now.
I know.
I got friends in the New Zealand Army, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've served in Bosnia and Afghanistan with Kiwis.
Yeah. Good
That's
crew.
so cool. Oh, we've got.
Once we sorted out who was Aussies and who was Kiwis, and
I get that wrong.
You don't get that wrong.
Don't get that wrong. I learned that the hard way in 2003 and never fucked it up since.
Mm. Wouldn't end well for you, that's for sure.
So you've been recognized a little bit, I'd say, right?
Yes.
A declaration for bravery, and let's show the people this incredible medal that you're going to get.
Wow,
That's very nice.
Which one is that, Liam?
It's the New Zealand Bravery Declaration, the NZBD.
Okay, yep.
That's amazing. And then
well earned. Round of applause for
yes.
Right.
Yeah, awesome, Liam.
Takes a different kind of person to step up and take action in the face of adversity when every instinct in your body is saying don't do this, and you go do it anyway. So a lot of respect.
Yeah,
man.
so much credit because I mean, I can remember there was a bad car accident around the corner from my house, and my sister happened to be here at the time, and it was an awful bang, and we heard this woman screaming, and Cheryl just took off like a shot, and I'm running, but the whole time I'm thinking, if it's something really bad, like to look at, like I was just already scared that, you know, I don't think I could handle anything, right? So I can't. Yeah, I mean, you're a true hero, Liam, 100%.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to bring up, so the Prime Minister, you're going to actually have a ceremony, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with COVID, it kind of got screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have a ceremony for you and honor you. And this is the letter. I'm not sure how clear, if you guys can see that from your actual Prime Minister. Maybe you can. You probably, do you know it off by heart, maybe?
Not that fine.
He's like,
I can't read that very well.
The last line says, "Please pay your taxes on time."
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So I guess at a future date, this was, I can't read that either, but I think this was a message just to you that something's coming. Yeah, so they're going to be doing.
But the crux of that letter is you know, on behalf of the government, the country.
Yeah.
Much respect and thank you for everything you did that day. And I didn't read it. I don't need to, because I kind of get the gist of what it's saying. And for everybody who's going to listen to this later, I can't see it now. It's a letter from the Prime Minister of New Zealand, and it's saying, hey, you went above and beyond what your normal citizen needs to do. And it made a fucking huge impact on the community and set an example of what people should do. And you know, I thank you for that.
Yeah, it's just and so how are you now? Like, did you have to seek any outside help or anything like that, like to cope and to get through and to heal?
Lots and ongoing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still ongoing too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not one of those things that you can just get over.
Right.
Which is quite interesting, because like in New Zealand, we've never really had anything like this. Even, you know, in our military is generally a peacekeeping corps. So even our military didn't have experience really on how to do this. They ended up flying army psychologists over from Australia because that was the only people that had experience in dealing with trauma like this. A lot of Kiwis and stuff just were like, well, I guess we just get over it. Like, what else are we supposed to do? They didn't know. So,
Right.
I've got a British Special Forces medic who's giving me counselling.
That's probably the right guy.
Yeah.
That is most certainly the right guy. That's good for you.
Yeah. So that's really quite cool to connect on that level.
Oh, your dad's got a comment here. Awarded by Queen?
Yes.
Queen?
Queen.
There's only one.
Wow. I just want to make sure.
So the process was that I get nominated and put forwards by my government for a royal honour. So, because we're Commonwealth, and the Queen herself had to personally sign off on the acceptance.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
That's great, Liam.
That's mind-blowing. That's the coolest bit, I reckon.
Right?
That is incredible.
That is
Incredible.
That's great.
Amazing. Yeah, and it's great that you keep in touch with that community as well, and some of the other people that were helping you triage or whatever. You've got relationships there and stayed connected, and definitely just incredible. And I'm super proud of you. And your business and everything you're doing, and that great smile you've got.
I'll stop smiling then.
No,
he's got an awesome
You're
hairdo.
so funny. He's got an awesome haircut. Yeah.
So, man, I can imagine. I'm not imagine. Okay, this is the one thing I do know is what you're dealing with. Having experienced the loss of guy. And these are people close to me, and I'm not stealing your thunder. I'm trying to empathize, sympathize, whatever the correct word is. I've experienced people I didn't know I've served with who've died in front of me, and it's a tough thing to manage. So I get that, but I could promise you one thing without getting too far into it. You would feel way worse. There was a fight or flight option. You took fight, not flight. Had you just fucked off, you would feel way worse today having done nothing than doing what you did.
Absolutely.
So as much shit as you're carrying around, and I do understand that, you would feel like the shittiest human being on earth had you not did what you did. So you're carrying a burden on the back of the right decision that you made.
Yeah.
And that's why you're getting the respect from the country and the world for what you did. And I get there's a price to pay for that action, but it's better than the price you'd pay personally had you ran away from it, which most people would do. Just so everybody's listening, most people will run.
It's true.
They're like, no, I can't deal with that shit. Fuck that. I gotta protect myself.
Yeah,
I'm proud of
really hits home when one of the guys that I stabilized in his statement, and he told me afterwards, I was the very first person to run towards the shooting.
There you go.
Yeah.
His statement.
Jesus.
And that was just like, no way.
Well, because at the time you wouldn't have known, right? It would have you're just acts. You're not.
Yeah, little did the guy know that Liam didn't. I didn't know where the fucking shooting was coming from. I was just running towards you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've been in the chaos, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Like people after the fact will say all this stuff, and you're like, "Fuck, I didn't know that."
Just go for it.
It's probably better that it's probably better that you didn't know that.
Yeah, you kind of zone into what you're focused on your task, and that task
very tunnel vision on what you're doing and time. It depends on the person. Feels like it's slowing down, and minutes feel like hours, and seconds feel like milliseconds. It's fucking crazy space to be in. So
I reckon the adrenaline lasted for 2 weeks.
Yes, the adrenaline coming down off that would take time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
like just remember like the next day putting the jeans on and looking down and realizing that they're covered in blood. I hadn't even noticed. And I was like,
Yep.
well, shit, okay, I have to go get new jeans. So going to the store to go get some, but the bright lights and the music and all the colours and all the sound, couldn't do it.
And this was the next day that you tried to go out and.
Next day or something, or when I got back from the weekend or something, it was.
To be fair, he had to take the ambulance back.
You took it home, didn't you?
He had the ambulance parked out front of his house. Says, "Where's my car?"
Oh, here's a funny question from Greg. He's wanting to know if your metal, if it was made from a CNC machine.
It's a very good question.
That is a great question.
Couldn't tell you. However, I have minted a US $quarter on the machine.
Really?
Oh.
How did it turn out? How did it turn out? Like, was it like
really good? Yeah.
Not that Liam's getting into the counterfeiting business, but if he was, what would it look like?
No, it was the only issues we had was the definition of the 3D scan that we used to get the coin.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have that.
Yeah. So no, it was as a we just did it as a proof of point type thing. So
that's cool.
But if you would have had the 3D model, you could do it.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, we'll talk about that offline. You can DM me.
DM me on the side. Got some ideas.
We're able to. Our machines are accurate to like 10% the width of a human hair.
Oh.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So obviously, to this monster was caught in the end, right? Like, or taken out, or just he was caught.
Cool. Yeah.
And you don't have the death penalty in over there, right? No, so just get life, I guess.
Yeah. So we have the highest one, and he's the only one to have got it. Is life without parole. Really? So he will die and be buried on prison grounds.
Gotcha.
Wow.
And after that incident, your prime minister abolished semi-automatic, or like it was like within, wasn't it a short amount of time that she? Okay, you tell us.
They did a very knee-jerk reaction to firearms licensing laws, which I don't agree with personally. A lot of the guys, even the victims, don't agree with them because a lot of them were hunters and
right.
And advocates.
Oh, you're going through the same shit we're dealing with in Canada. Tina doesn't have that problem.
No, Tina, she can go out and use her gun out in the yard.
Yeah, you open a bank account in West Virginia, and they give you an AR-15 for opening one. So.
They ban them. Not let them. Yeah, not allowed an AR anymore.
No, every time there's a shooting, they blame the guns and want to ban everything. So
Is that
Yeah,
we've got really strict licensing systems, but the way it worked with the AR-15 was it kind of fell between the cracks because if it had less than 7 rounds in it, it classed as one rifle, but then if it had more than 7 rounds, it classed as a military style and needed a different endorsement. But a high-capacity magazines over here don't require licenses, so people could just go and buy high-capacity magazines, buy this A-category normal hunting rifle, slap a high-category high capacity magazine in it, and then it becomes a military, and there's no tracking. So, like in terms of pistols and handguns, that's a falls under what's called a B category license. And there's been I had an argument with the judge because I said how many murders have there been or held ups with handguns in the last 30 years, and he couldn't name a single event that a handgun had been used. He had to keep falling back to the definition of a handgun in New Zealand being a firearm less than 760 millimeters long, like a sawn down shotgun or a rifle.
Our lame duck left wing government in Canada right now is answer to any gun violence is to ban guns, which only impacts responsible gun owners. And the last, so AR-15s and military style, assault style weapons were just banned 2 years ago after this mass shooting that happened where the perpetrator in New Brunswick out on the east coast of Canada,
Right.
who had access to RC, Royal Canadian Mounted Police uniforms, vehicles, fucking, and all of his weapons were illegally obtained from the United States. Yet so the government solution was, we'll ban all these guns and that's going to solve it. I'm like, fuck.
They're going to get in with the gangs and stuff. If they want to get them in, they'll get in.
Yeah, I'm a gun guy. That, you know, I live in Western Canada. I live in the Texas of Canada, so it's cattle, guns. I do. I drive a pickup truck. I wear camouflage ball hats. Normally, I decided to dress up for this. And it's preposterous. It's not banning guns is not the solution to these types of problems. It's not going to solve school shooting issues, which occur on it feels like a weekly basis in the States. Tina, I'm sorry, I'm picking on your country. That's not the solution. First of all, don't let crazy people buy guns in the United States. You know, it's a vetting process and making sure that people who do have firearms are responsible. If you want to take money to crack down on the problem, stop. Give it to the police forces, law enforcement, to stop the acquisition of illegal firearms. Because I'm not going to turn this into a big statistics discussion on firearm committed crimes in Canada, because it definitely doesn't align with the government's policy of just ban all these fucking guns.
Let's stop deaths on the road by banning cars.
That's exactly what it is, right? If somebody gets hit by a bus, we don't stop buses from,
no, it's true. I mean, I love when I get to the States and I can go to the gun range. I don't need a license. I don't need anything. I don't even have to be a resident. And I can go right in there and shoot the shotgun. I've had magazine, whatever. I love it. But here, there's no chance.
Yeah, a couple of hundred rifles still. Haven't shot them in a couple of years, but I've still got them.
Pull them out.
Pull them out.
I don't have a crazy amount of guns. I have the right amount of guns that I'm comfortable with and I like having, and I hunt. I'm an avid hunter. I also like military style weapons. I really do, because I'm a military guy. So I'm comfortable with those weapons, and I enjoy taking people out and showing them how to use them safely and how to shoot with them for their intended application. And I enjoy that thing, and I don't see anything wrong with that. And it's like every time there's gun violence in this country, I'm the one, quote unquote, paying for it with further restrictions, or in this case, my favorite gun that I own is, I can't even, right now I can keep it, but I can't even walk past it and look at it or take it anywhere and use it. So, you know, what the fuck? That's not going to stop or solve the problem.
Right.
It's a separate problem that they're like, well, we'll throw a Band-Aid on top of this and unleash this big, amazing political campaign saying we did all this wonderful stuff. It's not going to change the damn thing.
Well, Neva, my sister, she's going to be moving back from Indiana in June, and she's got guns. She can't bring them.
No.
She can't bring them. And it's funny because some of the people I've met down there when I've gone to the gun range, they feel sorry for us. The Canadians, they said, oh, you poor little Canadian. Like, how do you protect yourself? And I said, we don't. And I said, the funny thing is, well, it's not funny, but if somebody was to break in my place and I attack him and hurt him, I could be charged.
Wow.
And the guy was like, what?
I'm doing a whole, actually, Tara, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm going to be doing an entire podcast, and Dean's going to help me out with a criminal lawyer to discuss self-defense and what that means in Canada and all that.
We got nothing.
Now, the flip side of that coin is, and again, I'm going to beat up the United States again, Tina. So, you know, here I had a house in Arizona for a few years, family home, and I had a fucking lot of guns in Arizona, and it really felt to me like there's an unnecessary amount of people with guns. Like you can walk into a gun shop with a piece of ID and buy a gun. Now, here's how fucked up this is, and I apologize for my language for those of you. My podcast is not rated PG.
It's okay.
In order to obtain a driver's license in any country, whether it's the United States, New Zealand, Canada, you need to get a learner's permit. You need to do a test. You need to do all this wonderful stuff. And then you do a road test to show that you are proficient and safe with the car. But to get a gun, an AR-15 or an AK-47, Second Amendment, walk in, ID, boom, out the door you go. No training, no background checks, nothing. And I'm not saying it's different for every state in the United States for sure.
Yeah, it is different.
But I can tell you, Arizona is about in the top 3 loosest states in the United States on obtaining firearms. And I wasn't even a U.S. citizen, but I don't.
Yeah, that's like I say.
Fuck, man, I had guns down there that would be considered 100% fully like prohibited weapons in Canada.
Yeah.
Where down there, you just go down to the flea market behind Post 81 Legion on Saturday and buy whatever you want, cash money transaction, and you're down.
Isn't it great?
That's, I mean,
I like it because I'm not fucking crazy, but
right. But see, the thing is that it doesn't matter. The crazy people, the criminals, they'll still get them illegally if they want them. It doesn't matter what laws you do. It doesn't matter. I mean, drugs are illegal. Did that stop?
Yeah.
Does that stop anything? You know.
Exactly.
No, that's what I'm getting at. You look at that dude that was staying at the not the Mirage. Where the hell was he? In Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas. I forget.
I was there when that happened. Actually, I just left there. My brother was still down there.
Oh wow.
Anyways, that guy had bought like 100 AR-15s just that year. Like, how does that not raise a flag?
Yeah, right.
He brought him in in Canada we'd say a hockey bag, the giant bag, and the porters like took him up to his room,
helped him carry him probably.
So there's a problem with that when
it's very different. Yeah,
right.
Like there's got to be they can tell you. The government knows every transaction you make with your credit card, right? We all know that. We all know that our privacy is a joke. If people are worried about, I'm worried about my personal information. Are you fucking kidding me? If you file taxes or own a credit card, your personal information is already there. They have it, so stop worrying about it. So when a dude buys 100+ assault rifles in 1 year and nobody notices that,
right?
That seems a bit, not right to me.
It isn't like,
and I'm a pro gun guy. I am. I'm not a lefty anti-gun. I'm a pro gun guy, but I'm also like, as a military guy who spent his entire 24-year career in the Army, competently trained with firearms. There's 2 things that scare me: is people who don't know how to use them, or secure them, and then crazy people getting them. That makes me very nervous. So.
Like, I think you can have, they don't screen for mental illness, do they, in some of the states, even for...
I doubt it.
They do background checks.
Nina can answer that. They do background checks, but what does that mean? Do you have a criminal record? No, you're good to go. Doesn't mean you're not crazy. And it's the same up here. Like, if I go buy a restricted firearm, that prior to the AR-15 ban, my AR-15 or my pistols or whatever, it's you got to wait a few days while they do this background check thing, which is this guy have a criminal history, blah, blah, blah. Has his wife ever, reported him as a nutcase?
Yes, I remember seeing that actually on a questionnaire. It's big time screening.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, it takes a few days. And like that joke on The Simpsons where Homer was waiting for his gun. And he's like, well, I'm mad now. I want it right now. I won't be mad in 5 days.
Yeah.
So here you have to wait. You can't walk in and buy a restricted firearm. You have to go through the process in 3 to 5 days. It's sped up now because technology allows that to happen. And then you can come and pick it up. But you just can't walk in and throw a driver's license on the counter and walk out with a fucking assault rifle. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or show up at the swap meet on Saturday, and I've done this, and buy weapons all over the place with no ID, nothing, and no transactions paper. If I want to sell one of my guns, Tara, let's say you like one of my guns and I want to sell it. I just bought one off one of my buddies in Calgary. He's got to call the CFO, Chief Firearms Officer.
Yeah, it's a whole process.
That comes to me. Yep, blah, blah, blah. I sign off. And then we can do the transaction when we both have what's called an ATT, authority to transport. Then the transaction's done.
Yeah, because you have to take a document just whenever you take it anywhere.
So the right-wing hillbillies that live in the south of my province would go, that's bullshit. We should be able to just go into fucking Canadian Tire and buy whatever we want. I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
Pellet gun, maybe.
Pellet gun. And again, people look at me like I got a toaster for a head because I am a gun guy. I look like that stereotype, living in Western Canada, driving a pickup truck, lots of guns, camouflage fucking ball hat, blah, 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 work in the oil and gas industry and eat a lot of red meat. So there's an assumption that I would be against controls on how you procure guns. I'm not.
No.
I'm against gun control by saying law-abiding gun owners can't have them, but I am pro checks and balances as to who the fuck gets these guns in the first place. So I'll kind of park it there. No idea how we got on this conversation. I apologize for jacking your time.
It's okay. No, I mean, I love it when I can go to the States and just walk in and pay. And I had one instructor just show me a couple of things and off I went. I mean, at any moment I could have turned around and just went, what? Bang, bang. And like not even paying attention, but it's freedom. It was like a free feeling, I think, really. So, but, well, holy smokes, time flew by, right? Like, it's done already. Holy crap.
Liam's smiling. He's doing great.
Yeah.
Right.
Liam.
What time is it there? What time is it?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's just gone 4 p.m.
Holy shit, you are into tomorrow.
He's in
Friday,
the future.
yes.
Friday, yeah.
He's in the future.
He's in our future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Liam, for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
And it's been good talking to you.
Likewise.
Yeah. We'd love to have you on anytime. You're always welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Come on. Now, one quick thing. How can we follow you or hear about your business? Are you on Instagram, social media?
Yep, Zealandia Systems on Facebook or Instagram. Same with YouTube as well.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
You're gonna post that down in the comments below before publishing, or
Figure out how to do that.
no, Tara has to do that.
Yeah.
Can you
Tara's
post the link so we can check it out? Because no one's gonna
Okay.
remember what he said.
We will. We'll put it on there.
All right, you guys
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, we'll put it up. Awesome. Liam, thank you so much.
Thank you, Liam.
And
Pleasure.
Army Chris, always thank you.
Thank you, lovely ladies.
Thank
And
you.
Always fun
Liam,
talking to you.
I know, yes.
Liam, pleasure
definitely.
to meet you, man, for sure.
Yeah, straight back.
Yeah, Army Chris has got his own podcast, Fire for Effect.
Oh, I got a plug. I love it.
On the Dean Blundell network that they're just an amazing group. They've got whatever you're interested in. His network's got tons of podcasts you can choose from, and a great bunch of guys, very supportive, very awesome. So that's where you can find his Fire for Effect. It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. So thanks everybody. And we're back when? March 10th.
March 10th.
We've got the Modern Street Hemi crew coming on. Some drag racing. Yeah. So tune in then.
Did you get a fast car, Liam?
I've got an 81 Camaro.
That is awesome.
Interesting.
You got an 81 Camaro?
Yeah.
I
The
would
350.
not expect to have heard that from a Kiwi.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
the
kind
only
of
one
funny
my
when
age
you
with one, that's for sure.
I'm buying a car off a friend of mine, but I'm too embarrassed to tell Tarantino the specs because they'll just go, whatever, man.
Yeah.
I think it's great, but
That's not the one you had a blip with, though, is it, Liam? You had a bit of a accident or something.
Oh.
No, that was my other car, my daily driver. Christmas.
He's like, you weren't supposed to mention that, Tara.
Oh.
Man, I love the fact that you got an 81 Camaro. That is
that's
cool.
That's pretty sweet.
T-top.
Oh,
Of course.
I remember. Does it have air induction on the top?
No, I need to put a scoop on it. But it's been converted to right-hand drive because we're right-hand drive over here, so that makes it a lot easier to drive as well.
Right. I remember I saw a video of you, and I'm like, I think you're driving on the wrong side of the road. But you're like, no, that's my right side of the road.
7-to-1 compression. It's more like 4-to-1 compression.
I'll be okay.
Your dad says it needs a porn star sticker.
It's got a Because Roadkill sticker slapped on the back windscreen.
I think it needs a Keith Black engine.
Oh.
I've pushed, but he doesn't listen.
Oh yeah, if you wanna monster that bad boy up, these ladies will help you get there for sure.
His dad.
Yeah, definitely need the Keith Black big block chef.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Army Chris. Thank you so much, Liam. You're welcome anytime, buddy. Anytime.
Cheers.
Yes. Good
I'll
night.
hang out for a bit in the background if you guys want to bullshit.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Liam. Good to meet you, ladies. Thank you once again. Had a pleasure. Great time.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you back on March 10th.
March 10th.
Let me get to my
outro.
I like how this is just so laid back.
Oh, I do that every time. You've seen my show. I can't find the fucking video.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I was doing so well. Okay.
You guys do great.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.